There is a moment that happens in the spiritual realm that most people never see. Is the moment when the person who tried the hardest to break you realizes they can't. They studied you, watched you, and tried to understand how to dismantle your life piece by piece. But every trap failed. Every plan collapsed. Every arrow missed. And the truth that embarrassed them the most was this: God was protecting you the entire time. You did not win because you were stronger. You did not survive because you were smarter. You survived because heaven itself was standing between you and everything meant to destroy you. And strangely enough, you don't even hate them. In fact, deep down, you actually want them to change. You want them to figure it out, to conquer the darkness inside of them. You want them to step out of evil and cross over to the side of good. That mindset alone says everything about who you are. Because people who are protected by God usually carry hearts that still wish redemption for their enemies. That's why your life carries a covering. That's why your spirit carries peace even in chaos. And that's why the very person who tried to ruin you ended up humiliated by your resilience. You were never blind to what was happening. You have something many people ignore or silence: discernment. You could feel the energy shift. You could sense the hostility. You could feel when someone was smiling in your face but secretly hoping you would fall. The person who hated you the most saw something in you before they ever attacked you. They saw protection, favor, light, and instead of respecting it, they tried to fight it. Because darkness always wants to challenge light. So they began working behind the scenes, quietly, strategically, and spiritually. But they underestimated one thing: God had already seen everything. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 34, verse 7, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." That means when someone thought they were targeting you, they were actually targeting a battlefield guarded by heaven. Your enemy did not always attack openly. Some of their methods were subtle. Some were manipulative and deeply spiritual. They dabbled in darkness. They believed in black magic, practiced witchcraft. They tried to manipulate spiritual forces to bring you down. They thought they could sabotage your path. They tried to send confusion into your life. They tried to drain your peace, block opportunities, and create spiritual storms around you. But here is the part that changed everything. Every spiritual arrow they threw at you, God intercepted it. Every curse turned into a shield. Every attack turned into protection. When spiritual attacks failed, they tried something else. They tried to destroy your reputation. They whispered lies. They twisted stories. They ran smear campaigns. They planted seeds of doubt in the minds of people close to you. Friends started acting strange. Family members started questioning you. People who once supported you suddenly stepped back. Your enemy hoped isolation would finish what their spiritual attacks could not. But again, their plan backfired, because every lie eventually exposes itself. Truth has a strange way of resurfacing, and the more they talked about you, the more people started noticing something strange. Despite all the negativity surrounding you, your life kept growing. Your peace stayed intact. Your path kept opening, and that confused them. There were moments when you were tired, moments when you questioned everything, moments when the pressure felt overwhelming. But what you did not see were the battles God was fighting behind the curtain. While you were praying, God was dismantling traps. While you were healing, God was redirecting attacks. While you were walking forward, God was shutting doors meant to destroy you. The Bible reminds us in Exodus chapter 14 verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Think about that. Your greatest enemy exhausted every tactic they had: manipulation, spiritual attacks, smear campaigns, isolation. But God kept stepping in, and one by one, their strategies collapsed. Eventually, reality hit them. Nothing they tried was working. Not the manipulation, not the darkness, not the gossip or the attacks. Instead of your life collapsing, it kept evolving. Your peace got stronger. Your faith grew deeper. Your blessings became more visible. And that was the moment that embarrassed them the most, because they realized something they never wanted to admit. God was with you. And when someone truly recognizes that God is protecting a person, they realize they've been fighting the wrong battle. After all their tactics failed, something strange started happening. Your biggest hater started changing their public image. Suddenly, they were posting Bible verses. They were talking about faith. They were sharing messages about kindness. They were presenting themselves as someone spiritual and righteous. On the surface, it looked like transformation. It looked like repentance. It looked like a new chapter. But because you have discernment, you could see something deeper. Something did not match. Their words sounded holy, but their actions still hurt people. They still manipulated situations. They still traumatized others and carried the same darkness. The difference was now they had something new, a mask. Instead of truly surrendering to God, they upgraded their strategy. Now they are hiding behind religion. They learned how to use spiritual language and to quote the scriptures. They learned how to look righteous, but transformation is never about appearances. True faith changes behavior and produces humility. True faith produces love. The Bible warns about people like this in Matthew chapter 7 verse 16. By their fruit you will recognize them. Not by their posts, not by their words, not by their public image, but by their fruit. And because God blessed you with discernment, you can see the difference. God did not give you discernment so you could judge people. He gave you discernment so you could protect your peace. You can wish someone healing while still keeping distance. You can pray for someone while still protecting your boundaries. You can hope they find God while recognizing they have not fully surrendered yet. Discernment is not bitterness, it's spiritual awareness. And God gave you that awareness because your calling requires it. Your greatest victory was never watching your enemy fail. Your greatest victory was becoming someone who refused to turn bitter. Despite the attacks, you kept your heart soft. Despite the betrayal, you kept your integrity. Despite the darkness, you kept your light. And that's the kind of strength that embarrasses evil. Because darkness expects you to become just like it, but you did not. You stayed aligned with God. At the end of all this, one truth became impossible for your enemy to ignore. They tried everything, every trap, every tactic, every spiritual attack, and none of it worked. Instead of your life collapsing, it became a testimony. Instead of your spirit breaking, it grew stronger. Instead of your light fading, it became impossible to ignore. And somewhere deep down, your enemy realized something that changed everything. They were not just fighting you, they were fighting the God who was protecting you. And that's a battle no one wins. So if you've been through seasons like this, if you've been attacked, misunderstood, or targeted for no reason, remember this: God sees everything, every lie, hidden attack, and spiritual arrow. And just like God did before, He is still standing between you and everything meant to destroy you. Because when God covers your life, even your greatest enemy eventually has to admit one thing: they were never fighting you, they were fighting God. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.